Welcome, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 26, 2024. I'll open this North Liberty City Council meeting. Tracy, can we have roll call, please?
Leibold.
Here.
Park.
Here.
Sittig.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Wason.
Here.
Thank you. Item 3 is approval of the agenda. There are no changes to it. Could I have a motion for consideration, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item 4 is our consent agenda. Again, nothing on here that if you need to take anything off of here to talk about separately, otherwise I'll entertain a motion for consideration.
I move the consent agenda. Second.
Any questions about that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is our time for public comment. If there's anyone in the audience wishing to make comment on an item that's now on our agenda, now is the time to do so. I'll open the public comment time. Going once, going twice. I'll close public comment. Item 6 is our engineer report. Josiah.
Thanks, Mayor. A couple construction project updates. I was out at the streets and maintenance facility today. They're making good progress. The structural steel work is nearly complete. They're basically building a second floor inside one of the bays. A couple things coming up. They're reinstalling the existing stairs next week to get back upstairs. All the under slab utility rough-ins are complete. So they're going to pour the deck for that new second floor mid-April, and then they'll start moving up there and finishing it out. So that project is well ahead of schedule at this point. We're also out at Penn Meadows Park today with Guy Goldsmith and the contractor to follow up on what's happening this spring. They're working on the trash enclosure, and we met with him to go over the punch list and come up with a schedule to do some pavement repairs, like damaged concrete and stuff. And then they'll have landscaping and a couple minor touch-ups. So again, that one's still on track. We just had our meeting out on site today to get everything coordinated. We had a pre-construction meeting for West Penn Street reconstruction, the project. The contractor plans to start on April 15th. We've talked about that one a number of times before, but so mid-April, they're going to start on that, and that'll last through most of the summer. Project and design phase, the North Liberty Road Trail project, that's one that we recently approved design for. We sent in and provided our first DOT submittal for that project because it has DOT funding on it. Now, that was the concept statement last week. They will take that and start their own review on their end. You may have seen we've had survey crews out on the road getting survey and topo information and getting ready to start that design. Our next milestone for that design phase is mid-April. We're going to get into studying the options for access to the dog park, as well as getting an overall preliminary layout of the whole project. So that's in the next couple weeks. Finally, Centennial Park Event Center. We had a final review session with city staff today to gather review comments, and that's still on track to go out to bid mid-April and have bids due the second week of May. So no changes there. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Josiah. Are there any questions? Josiah, the only question I had was about the West Penn Street. You may have mentioned this during the last meeting. I might have missed it. Is that going to be closed entirely out there, or will there always be access around and through that portion while it's under construction?
It will be closed entirely.
Entirely, okay.
There's a separate phase for the intersection with James, which has a shorter duration to get that back open, but the main roadway will be closed.
Okay.
And there'll be detours for that.
All right, thank you. Next item is our city administrator report, Ryan.
Good evening. Thank you. A few things from me. You might remember a few months ago at a joint meeting, there was a presentation about the program called Trip Connect. We'll have that group here at our next meeting, April 9th, to visit with the city council about that potential transit option. And the folks from the county and Angela will be here as well to offer some additional details. I mentioned to all of you that we had a key staff personnel retire March 1st. Jackie Dykstra, our accounts payable clerk, retired after close to 25 years, I think just over 25 years. And so we have started actually interviewing for that position this week. We have a couple more interviews to go, but hopefully we'll have that position filled here before too long. And then lastly, I know I've mentioned this at the last two meetings, should be on your calendar, but the goal setting is still scheduled for April 11th. You'll get an email from me this week with some homework that we'll ask you to do before that next meeting. It won't be near as intense as what you may remember from previous sessions. It's actually kind of fun. So look for that for me this week. And I know our facilitators are looking forward to the discussion. And that's what I have tonight, Mayor, unless there are questions.
You've built this up as fun that we're about to.
As fun as strategic planning can be,
Okay.
you know.
All right, just wanted to clarify.
It's fun.
Any questions for Ryan? That's how fun it will be. All right, thank you. The only item I have on my agenda is thank you, Pro Tem Wason, for covering that meeting last time for us. I could be with my family. That was it's a nice restful time away. And also, the man to my right is going to be part of a roundtable coming up on Tuesday, April 16th, after our next city council meeting. It's a discussion on property tax and business implications. So what we're experiencing here at the city and what the business community would like to have. I assume those are going to be the two topics at hand. That's going to be Tuesday morning, April 16th, down at the James. So if you haven't seen that notification, go look for it and maybe take part and sit in there in that audience. It'll be a great event. Thanks in advance for doing that.
That'll be fun too.
I know that's going to be fun as well. That's all I have. Item 9 is our council reports, and now's the time for council members to report out on things they are doing in our community.
Mayor, I guess I'll go first. I want to say thanks to North Liberty High School. If you haven't seen KCRG News tonight, please check in on that later. A really nice story about our high school and some work with the food pantry and making a large donation of food goods. So thank you to them for that work. Looked like a lot of fun out there. I was contacted by Jim Hammis, the president of the Estates of North Liberty off of Jones, and is inviting all of us to their open house, which will be May 16th from 4 to 6 p.m. That's at 1211 Vintage Lane. It's open to the public. Again, with my involvement with Greater Iowa City Board, just want to build the anticipation of Herkion Parade. It's coming. It will be in May. So encourage people to just simply Google Herkion Parade and start looking at information and start planning for over 120 Herkies that will be coming out. We're excited about that. And then finally, I'll miss the April 9th meeting, Mayor, but I will be here at the strategic planning session, the 11th.
Awesome.
For planning purposes. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Let's see. March 13th, I was at the Greater IC Community Lunch Connections. That was a nice event at Reds. On the 21st, I attended the Johnson County Affordable Housing Coalition Spring Social at the Greenhouse in Iowa City. It's a good group to get to know and talk to. And I'm happy to report that the Blues and Barbecue Planning Committee has met since our last meeting. Mark your calendars for July 13th.
Awesome.
Hey.
Never too soon to start broadcasting that. Anyone else?
Yes. I also went to the Greater Iowa City Lunch Connection, and Ryan Rusnick over there did a great job telling about the capital improvement projects coming up for North Liberty. Also met with Guy and Sensory Kids, just hearing their ideas about potentially putting some playground equipment for kids with learning disabilities. So that was interesting and informative. Also met out at Centennial Park with my friends from the Iowa City Area Association of Realtors and presented a $10,000 donation to the Next Stage project, which was a wonderful thing. And then I'll take the opportunity to promote the Heartlanders City Challenge coming up on April 6th. And if we have tickets that are discounted. You can go on the North Liberty's website and pick up tickets there. But if we get the best attendance at that game, they will donate $1,000 to our Parks and Rec department. So hoping to promote that and get some people to go to the Heartlander game.
Remind us of that date, Paul.
April 6th.
April 6th. Thank you.
I am almost sure that is a Saturday.
I believe you are correct.
Yes.
For me, it's been a while. I missed the last meeting, so since the last time, did attend a Coffee and Connections at the North Liberty Library. So I wanted to say thank you to the staff that put that on, and a special mention to Kelly Forkenbrock for her presentation. I thought it was very well done. So thank you to those folks. Did a few local connections. I did a quick tour of the Palestra, and on the inside of that, it's a very nice, big facility, certainly with full in need for the entire area. So progress continues there, and I was really impressed with just how it was set up from the inside, at least. And then I did meet with a representative of the Home Builders Association. We talked a lot about the importance of buying local. We talked about workforce. We talked about workforce development. Really, just an engaging conversation. One I plan to continue with that representative, and then others as well. Making myself more available to have those conversations and learn what their concerns are, where their needs are, and what we can do from a city standpoint. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention, at least as a University of Iowa alum, and congratulate both the men's basketball and women's wrestling for their successful seasons, but a special note of recognition to Coach Bluter, Coach Jensen, and the Iowa women's basketball team on advancing to the Sweet 16. I just really wanted to bring that up because I think it's a great display of teamwork and being as part of this community and neighbors to Iowa City. And as I mentioned, as an alumni, really just an exciting time and a really cool thing to experience. So congratulations to all those teams, and especially the women's teams. That's it for me.
Anything else?
Yeah, and we're also going to need to remember the Kirkwood women's basketball team,
Oh, yeah.
because they actually won their national division and then their division and stuff. So they've been pretty successful for quite a while, and we have a huge thing just down the road. And just despite the weather being cold and wintry, it's actually Severe Weather Awareness Week, and so just kind of reminding people to gear up for the stuff that we usually have in the summer, which will eventually get here. There will be tornado drills tomorrow, and the sirens should go off at 10 o'clock, unless the weather's bad, and then we'll try it on Thursday at 10 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Moving on to business item 10 is our micro mobility devices e-scooter ordinance. And item A is public hearing regarding proposed e-scooter ordinance. And is anyone in the audience wishing to make comment in the public hearing format? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing. Item B then is first consideration of ordinance number 2024-02, an ordinance amending Chapter 76 of the North Liberty Code of Ordinances concerning the operation of electric personal assistive and micromobility devices. Could I have a motion for consideration, please?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. There was a great question to Ryan earlier this week. Any other questions or comments?
Well, there was a note about potentially amending some language for the next meeting.
Yep.
So I don't know if the group wanted to talk about that at all. I think basically it's saying the same thing, just some rewording of language there, and we could spell that out for you a little bit clearer in the next memo if there's some interest in doing that. We don't need any sort of motion on that. I guess I'd like some consensus before we move forward with that. Go ahead.
Sure. I mean, but I think there's a fair comment about some of the language with regarding the lamps and how those might be worded a little easier to understand. And this language is borrowed in pieces and parts from all over generally, but it's meant to mirror the same requirements that we have for bicycles, right? And operating them safely if you're going to be on the sidewalk, so people can see you coming, or vehicles can see you coming. What we would recommend, I think, is if there are no objections to the basic premise of the ordinance, to go ahead and advance it tonight, and we can have an amendment of that language, a proposed amendment in the packet for our next meeting. And then that would be as easy as move to amend to what's in the packet so that the public has a better chance to see what the language change is. Also happy to answer any questions for you. This is just intended to fill kind of a gap of a new area of transportation options that have opened up and are maybe a little underregulated right now.
Sounds good. Are you guys okay with that? This is basically why we have 3 considerations. So we have an opportunity to amend the follow-up one. So, okay. So we are just going to vote on this consideration and we'll amend next time. Are there any other questions? All right. Tracy, could we have a roll call, please?
Wason,
Aye.
Leibold,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Sittig,
Aye.
Smith.
Motion carries. Item 11 is the North Liberty Community Pantry CDBG application, and item A is public hearing regarding proposed CDBG CV application. Anyone in the audience not already on the agenda to speak, wishing to make comment? We'll close that public hearing and we'll bring you up here for item B.
Yeah, I'll probably just run through the items really quickly too, especially since we have some public here today. But I'll keep it a lot more brief since last
good.
time, since it just missed the hearing notice. So I'm just going to read through this really quickly. For the public who's here, just so you know, this is for application for grant to help the food pantry purchase some fresh food items. So it's concerned with the need for proposed activities that was identified. It's noted that the number of households utilizing the pantry has increased 74% from 2021 to 2023, and that food, and especially fresh food, could be distributed more equitably. The pantry has increased the quantity of food delivered by 103% in the past 2 years, and distribution is not as equitable as it could be. And the grant would support the purchase of approximately 450,000 pounds of food, which would allow the pantry to increase its distribution by approximately 76%. As proposed for the activities and how they'll be funded in the source of funds, it's noted that the project is estimated to total $100,000 with food purchases totaling $90,000 and $10,000 in grant administration. And as concerned with the date of the application, we'll have it submitted by April 1st and likely earlier. As concerned with the requested amount of federal funds, it's $100,000 to cover the full cost of the project. As concerned with the benefit from the federal funding, it's noted that the population to benefit is the clients of the pantry. And currently that is 2,942 people, with 2,885 or 95% being low to moderate income, which meets the national objective of serving at least 51% LMI. And then we're also estimating that it will benefit 3,486 LMI persons based on the increased usage they've seen over the past couple of years. As concerned where the proposed activities will be conducted, that's at the North Liberty Community Pantry at 89 Jones Boulevard. And concerning plans to minimize the displacement of persons or businesses, there's no property acquisition and nothing else in this that would displace persons or businesses as a result of the funded activities. And it's concerned with the nature of the proposed activities. It's noted that the grant project will comprise of fresh food purchases on behalf of the pantry. So that's the application hearing topics. Do you have any comment you'd like to make? So the other part of the hearing that we need to do is community development and housing needs assessment. So there's just 3 areas that we kind of touched on at the last meeting, but I'll give you an opportunity in case you want to weigh in. Any thing you'd identify as a community development and housing needs of low to moderate income persons in the community? So, okay. Or any community development and housing needs generally? All right. So, and then, planned or potential activities. We've covered before the Liberty Loop, Ranch Way for Evergreen Road, and Dubuque Street improvements. North Liberty Transportation Assistance Program, Centennial Park enhancements, new park spaces, public art, code updates to allow more housing variety, fire station number 2, utilities planning and construction, and then additional seats, rides are being provided currently with ARPA funding. So anything to add and related to like funds? Okay, so no additional public comment. Just wanted to make sure of that. So that concludes my comments. So thanks for your time.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
Any other follow-up questions? Appreciate you coming back down here tonight too after coming last meeting. All right, item B then is resolution number 2024-33, and this is a resolution approving a grant application for a community development block grant coronavirus CDBG CV funds to purchase fresh food and adopting the state of Iowa CDBG CV duplication of benefits, policies, and procedures for the city of North Liberty. Could I have a motion for consideration, please?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions? Tracy, roll call, please.
Leibold,
Aye.
Wason,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Sittig.
I will abstain due to a conflict.
Motion carries. Item 12 is our Lynn County REC Public Utility Easement Sharing Agreement, and item A is resolution number 2024-34. And this is a resolution approving the public utility easement sharing agreement between Lynn County Rural Electric Cooperative Association and the city of North Liberty. Could I have a motion for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions about this one?
Where is this exactly?
Runs along Forever Green Road.
Down and then along it.
Yes, I could. The portion of it runs north and south along Jones, then cuts east across the TLNL property south of Evergreen and over. This was an easement we bought 50-foot wide in ports, and as part of that original purchase, we purchased the right to allow other folks in it. So Lynn County REC has finally asked for that. And so being neighborly and having checked with our streets department, our engineer, and everybody, that we think that it won't cause any problems. I understand this is to provide additional backup power to the hospital facility. So recommend approval. Yes. How do you describe that shape?
Yeah, just page 29 on the,
Yeah, it's hard to figure out
oh,
where to start.
okay.
Yeah, it's not the
The western.
Sorry, yeah.
legible map.
That western
Fair
part
enough.
is on Jones Boulevard.
Jones, and it's
then
down and
it-
then-
yeah.
Yep.
REC has its own easement running east to west for much of the length of Forever Green also. So this is really concerned with that northernmost point.
Thank you, Grant. Any other questions?
Okay, just I want to make sure I'm clear. We are only dealing with the northernmost part of this along Jones Boulevard, right?
Yes,
Okay, I just want to make sure.
that's correct.
Okay.
I mean, they have the right with their franchise agreement. They can just go in our right of way anyway if they want, right?
Sure.
This is an effort to avoid difficulties with anything, and they do have other work that they're doing that will be in our right of way, and they're getting permits for that through their usual process.
Yeah.
So,
You just mentioned Forever Green Road, and
sorry about that.
that's all right. I just want to make. And then
You are
thought I
correct.
understood you at the very end to say it's just the northernmost part.
It is.
Anything else? Tracy, roll call, please.
Sittig,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Leibold,
Aye.
Wason,
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 13 then is anything in old business. Item 14, new business. Ryan, you've spoiled us with a short meeting here tonight, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.